Welcome back to another episode of my Ultimate Iron Man. If you missed last time, we got up to 400 total medium clues in the account. I think we had like 150, something like that last episode, all in the search of Ranger boots, and we, of course, didn't get them. Very unfortunate, but what are you going to do? So the reason I was doing that, if you didn't know, mentioned a lot, I have the Pegasian Crystal. I got all 3 crystals from Cerberus. We've already got our Primordial boots. And I'd like to get the Ranger boots put into the Pregasian boots because that's just, they're very good. They're best in slot. And, I've already got the crystal body and legs. I've got the Bofa. I use range a decent amount, so a range upgrade would certainly be helpful for many things. Since I didn't get it, I'm not going to immediately drop the Pegasian crystal, but I'm also getting a little tired of just doing tons and tons of medium clue openings. So rather than just camping, doing like 100, 150 every episode, I'll just do like, 10 every episode at the start or maybe the end, and then just, do some normal stuff between them. Because it's not that annoying to get, 10 medium clues when I've got my inventory gear for something else. I can make space for that. So starting out, I'll just go ahead and open these 10 and, something new off the bat, green D'Hide G. So maybe we'll get lucky in these 10. I'll catch you at the end. Well, so far all we've gotten are those gilded chaps for our last clue. We gonna get anything? No. But we did get a master clue, and it's a Sherlock step, so we have a chance. I think I can. I know for all the elites I can do the Sherlock steps. I don't know if I can do all the master steps skill-wise, but I think I can probably do more than I can't. And that clue step ended up being for smithing a rune medhelm, which we actually almost have. We need 88 smithing to do that, and I am at 85, close to 86, which if I got up to 87, I could just go and buy the Dwarven Stout and +1 boost up to get that. But I almost did it. If I only needed 1 level, I would have done it, because we're pretty close. That wouldn't take any time at all, Blast Furnace, to get that. But I have a little too many things in my inventory. I'm going to use these gold bars right now. Just get, like I did last time, make them into gold tiaras. It's not the greatest XP an hour, but it is XP and it will get me a crafting level, so I will take that. And then even after I had done that, I had with the planks, that would be like 1 too many things in the scroll book, which I don't want to lose just yet. Although again, like I mentioned, I can probably just destroy that and it won't be the end of the world. So I just dropped it, but it's something to keep in mind. The next time I get that one, I'll probably just go ahead and train smithing up if I haven't already done that for some other reason. Alright, you gotta watch fast because it's going to be our very first gold bar here. It's going to give us 87 crafting. We can now craft the light orbs, which is the new best thing, actually the best thing you can craft with glass blowing. We probably actually end up doing some of that this episode if I'm got my marbles straight. And I'll explain it more then, but it's much better XP, but then it's a little more click intensity as you have to drop the items. You can't sell them to the shop, but it's whatever. Still very good XP. Ended up getting about 85k crafting XP in total from those gold bars, so not bad, but not the best thing in the world. Next up is these oak planks, which I don't know how worth it that was to save. I haven't gone and done any the math myself as far as how much XP or how many points we're going to get, but my plan has always been to use these on Mahogany homes. Now, actually, let me go into the collection log real quick. I've done Mahogany homes before. I don't remember if it was on Leagues or if it was in this account a little bit when it first came out. Okay, this doesn't tell me how many points I have. Maybe if I go here in rewards, will it tell me if I have any? Okay, so I see I already have 73 points. I've done a couple games of these, or a couple rounds. What I'd like to do right now is you use all of these oak planks. I'm tracking my construction XP, so we'll see how much we get from that. And as far as rewards go, all I really care about, I'm being honest here, guys, I kind of want this Hosidius blueprint for the POH. I really, really like how it makes the house look, and we're not in the house a lot, at least, for doing actual content, but houses have always enamored me in RuneScape ever since I was, a little kid. And my friend's older brother, he was the first person I knew who had membership, and him just having a POH I thought was the coolest thing in the world. So it's kind of one of my dream goals with this account to have a decked out POH at some point. And I think the Hosidius blueprint is the blueprint for me. Other than that, Amy Saw, don't care at all. We already have the hammer, so that's, an equipable saving an inventory slot whenever we're doing construction stuff. And then maybe the plank sack. Now, you can't store the plank sack, but I can bulk up enough points, and then whenever I go to train construction, that would be helpful for that. So maybe I'll try and get like 2,350 points as my goal. I don't think I have enough planks for that, certainly, but just in general for Mahogany Homes. And then whenever I decide to finally go for 99 construction, which I'll probably just end up doing in one go, I can grab the plank sack and then have that for that. And the carpenter's outfit, I don't know if it's one of the ones where it's like worth it or not XP wise. Part of me thinks I've heard it's not. Either way, at this point, it probably isn't for me, even if it would have been worth it. So I'm not going to concern myself with that. That's just dead content for me, essentially. And then I know the supply crate, if you really, really just want to train Mahogany Homes for XP, I think the supply crates are the best thing you can actually get for UIM, after you have the playing stack, that is. Because you can get like noted, I think you can get noted planks, but the biggest thing you can get is noted steel bars from that. Right now, my plan is I'm just going to go to a blast furnace and buy the ore, just, superheat a couple of them that I'm going to have. I think the max you can use per contract is 1, so you really only need like 1 to 2 in your inventory. I think if you're going to have anything noted, most people, when they do this, they usually, or UIMs, I should say, they usually try and have noted steel bars, and then you go and get the planks yourself in between rounds. I'm going to do in the opposite, where I have noted planks, don't have the bars, so just going to try and superheat some ore from blast furnace that I buy. And hopefully that will be good enough for me. So for now, I'm just going to go ahead and get started, and I think we want the novice contracts. Those are the ones that require oak planks. Oh, and also let me grab the RuneLite plugin, because I'm pretty sure there is one for this. Alright, well this is me reporting in for my first consecutive full hour of doing this. Probably around 3 hours total have been spent, and 2.5 maybe. And so far, I am quite enjoying this. If I go over to RuneLite, I think I'm getting about 66k an hour seems to be the average. And that's with, I'd say, not a lot of distractions, but not 100% fully focused. I'll talk more about this later. This is pretty AFK, even though there's a lot of running around involved. It's good. So 66k, I think it's going to be just about the average, probably. I don't think I'm going to get much better or worse than that. Maybe a little worse if I AFK more, but that is fine by me, considering I'm just using like oak planks. I'd love to try this with teaks or even mahoganies someday, if I can get those. But I think raids are really the only reliable source of noted planks for UIM. Apologies if you can hear the rain outside. I would like if it was quieter, but the YouTube grind waits for no one, not even the weather. And I was just thinking, I've had these rune arrows for a long, long time. I had started the stack way back when I was trying Venenatus for a second, after I'd had my mini wipe, and I just kind of, kept snowballing from there, because you get rune arrows from Slayer drops, things like that. And eventually I figured I'd use them for wilderness, or just, alch them at some point when I'm running agility. I just never wanted to do it when that was happening. But now, for 2 reasons. One, I've got some, downtime and that I have to run when I'm doing this, even though I like how AFK it is. And on top of that, with the recent announcement that we're not ever going to have to go in the wilderness again because the deep pick is going to get added to Caliphate Queen, we don't need these. We're never going to have to go in the wilderness, like legitimately never. So I figured, since I'm trying to get rid of space in the looting bag, I will just go ahead and start alching these now. You see, they alch for 240, which is just barely a profit if we're buying natures, and I'm sitting on 12,000 of them right now. So I figured it is a good thing. I've probably been watching too much of JCW's max or speed run for a maxcape. Just all about like EHP and trying to be efficient. But I was like, hey, I might as well start alching these, if I ever want to be a little more focused on this, because sometimes I want to AFK and sometimes I just, sometimes I'm, not super involved with whatever else I'm watching or doing. So I've got time to do this. I'm not going to be super sweaty and try and be like tick perfect. Like I'm not going to bother doing it while I'm in the houses training construction. But there is some running between, the trying to get to the contract people or just running to the next house. So I figured, we'll alk some of these, and then if I don't feel like ever, alking the rest of them, I'll just eventually probably just sell them in bulk and still get a decent amount of GP from it. I almost missed it. Luckily, there was a delay after you get the XP, so I started to run, and then I popped up the message. But there's 89 construction. Can we get anything from that? Windows, nothing crazy good from that. But of course, construction is one of those skills that we were boosting. So like technically, we've already probably seen some of the things that we're going to unlock, in quotes. But still, this has been going really well. We've crossed the 300K mark as far as XP goes, and we've still got a little. We've used a little bit over half of our total plank so far. I don't think we're quite at 60% though. Somewhere between 50 and 60% right now. After grinding Implinks and Pro for so long, it feels weird to just be like, oh, I caught a random eclectic and got a clue, but here's the casket. What do we get? Oh, Adikite Shield G is new. I think I used that as an example of like why I can't complain too as I gotten Rangers. So I guess I can complain that much more now. Well, I knew the money would be good, but this is probably the main reason I wanted to do this alking on these arrows. We are going to get 92 magic. We're getting fairly decent XP. If I'm focusing, I can usually get, I'd say, 30-ish XP, or 30k XP an hour with magic. Sometimes, like I said, it's one of the things where when I'm going to focus, I do pretty efficiently when I'm running, but when I'm not focusing, I don't prioritize it too much. Well, I am getting close to the end, as you can see by the oak plank stack. We started with like 3,300, I think, and now we're down to 29. So we've done quite a bit of this, and I have to be honest, I think I alluded to it earlier, but I love this. This is just like so much. I legit would almost call this fun. I don't know. It's like it's focused. You're constantly moving around and doing stuff, but it's the focus is engaging, even more so than something like Guardians of the Rift, which I also think is pretty good. I think I said I didn't really consider that fun, but it's engaging enough to keep you invested. This is like kind of fun because it's engaging, but I don't have to be hyper focused. Or not hyper focused, but like fairly focused. In like in Guardians of the Rift, you have to worry about like times and stuff and make sure you leave at the right time. Only mine this amount. This is just you get in so much of a rhythm of go to a house, do the house, then run to the closest contract. Like you learn what those are. This one's pretty close. And you just get the contract, and then, depending on how much you need, the RuneLight plugin does help. There's a lot of things that I think are unnecessary, but seeing how much supplies you need is helpful. And then also highlighting like what needs to get built is pretty helpful too. If you don't have the plugin, like it does kind of highlight things that need to be built, but it's really hard to see on a couple of them. Like I think like dressers sometimes can be hard to see. So because at first I like it. I'll show you in this next house. It's good, but the only thing I wish was different is that you can highlight the ladders too, which is really good for floors. They're for houses that have multiple floors. But the ladder is highlighted the same color as the furniture, which eventually you'll learn which things need to be which is furniture, where the furniture is essentially, so you don't accidentally click on the ladder. But getting started, like I definitely would click on the ladder sometimes on accident, just because I got in my head where it's like, oh, that's something that needs to be fixed. But it's not the biggest issue in the world. I just, I really just love the groove you can get into with this, where it's like I can have YouTube in the side and like actually watch something and kind of be watching it while still doing this. If I want to focus, like I said, I've been kind of alking. Not going to do that right now, just so we don't have that like sound in the background. And then also another thing you learn is you don't always have to take like the cup of tea if you don't want it, because there's a bit of a delay. I mean, it's extra dialogue and there's a bit of a delay. You only need to talk to him once and press spacebar, and then you get the XP and you can just run away right away. And most of the time, that's another reason why the plugin can be helpful, because it's like, if you know how far you have to run to the next one, like, is it more worth it to just, teleport and, run to maybe like Artie or something where it's pretty close to the estate agent? Or like for this, maybe I probably should just teleport, but I was like, what the heck? I'll just stay in Varrock, because there's a chance, you could get the Varrock one. And that's why I took the cup of tea. It's like, it's a free run restore, and I can come up here and then, okay, so see, like I ended up needing to go to Artie anyway, but Artie's pretty good because it's close to both a bank and a construction agent. So if I want to go to the bank first, actually I forgot. I have to actually go to Artie first. That's the first thing. But it's great because they can just like run right down here and go to the bank, and then the estate agent is right over there. And this one is actually nice too, Jess's house, because it's right next to the estate agent. It's a really, really good place. So I really, really like the groove you can get in this. And also, even with oak planks, we've gotten quite a bit of construction XP. I think we were over 600k at this point for I just about probably 10 hours of doing this in total, which is, more than a full work day. So I'm waffling a bit here, getting a little distracted because I'm talking, but considering it's how AFK it is, how like chill and engaging, like it really didn't feel bad. And that's for oak planks. Like I really, really, really want to see what this would be like if I had like noted teaks or something, or even mahoganies. I would really, really be curious to try that out. So I will admit, like, part of me could be biased because I was getting a hankering for training construction, even just like, doing mounted myth capes for a while. So maybe like part of me is liking this just because it's like, oh, it's construction, but I do really, really like it. If you haven't tried Mahogany Homes, it's like obviously it's slower than normal construction, but you save money by not making planks and stuff. I think that's the idea. I'm pretty sure. This is going to be my last house. You can see my stats for my current session up there in the top left. I've got 212,000 XP just today, about 61k average. I was AFKing a little longer for some parts, or more heavily than I normally do. But to finally wrap it up, last XP drop, we are ending with 633,000 XP from those 3,000 or so oak planks I had. And we ended up with a total 365 contracts done. I think we started with 70, so almost 300 contracts. And we now are at 1,078 points, so a little over halfway to the Hosidius theme if we wanted that. But we have enough points to get the sack, the plank sack, if we ever want to do that. Which, if I come back, the next time I come back to construction, there's a good chance I might just send it all the way until like 99. Maybe just because we're getting to the point now where it's like, probably going to drop the Tome of Fire pretty soon, and then Dust Runes. It's like, do we really want to keep those for home tellies? It's probably going to be again more worth it to try and get the house cape or something. So it's something we should consider, and it's probably worth it. And like I said, I enjoyed this grind very much right now, so I don't think it would be the end of the world if I did that. But yeah, Mahogany Homes was for sure a success in my book. I am looking forward actively to when I can return to it. Alright, I have come to the decision that I would probably like to try and get 99 range if I can before I really get too invested in the Tombs of Amasket, which release in 3 days, so I don't know how feasible that is for me, although I am off work tomorrow, so I can, range it up all day. But before we do any of that, I want to go ahead and turn this Crystal Armor Seat into a Crystal Helm, because we're going to be using the full Crystal Armor set, so I will be doing a bit of Gauntlet. Hopefully that'll go well. Easy peasy. And that is going to be 200 total KC at the normal gauntlet. I gave up on doing the normal gauntlet for trying to get KC, and I just started doing corrupted gauntlet. I was checking the high scores and I noticed I was only 2 kills away. So I was like, oh, whatever. I'll send it all the way there till I get to 200, just for the even number. And the thing I wanted to have full crystal for was the giant mole. I've still got quite the stack of toad flax in the looting bag. In fact, I think, let me check, almost 1,300. So it's getting up there. If we get on average 3 mole parts per kill, then that's a little over 400 kills. So we have a bit of a grind out before us. But you see, I've already almost gotten 300 in my last grind, and even that wasn't that bad. And I didn't even have full crystal for most, if any, of that grind. I know I didn't have it for the start at least. So hopefully this won't be too terrible. And you can see I'm also tracking my ranged XP because I would like to get that up to as close to 99 as we can get before the raid, just so that I can train damage, of course, but then also for the range cape, because that could be pretty good for UIMs. Ooh, and that's kill 300. And I always forget, do I want more staminas or more parapots? And I want more staminas for sure. And probably a little more inventory spaces, because it is a little cluttered right now. It was a little too in the groove, so I forgot to catch it. We just passed 400 KC at the mole, and things have been going good so far. I don't want to jinx myself, and also it is 2 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, but I have not been crashed once. I've only seen probably 3 people in this whole session, so that so far is much better than my last time at Mole. Ooh, got an elite casket from Mole. This one better be good because it cost me 40k with this D-Sim, and of course it's going to be good. Elites are always great, as we see here. Oh! Ooh! Hang on a second. Get that freaking off the ground. Let's take a look at that. Oh, we are dangerous. Fellas, this might be the favorite thing I've ever had in this game. That is, I love that. I got closer this time. I last time I got it at 401. I missed the kill, but that's 500 kills. I guarantee by 600 I'll be able to catch it when I get the kill. That is my promise to the American people. Strange number to end on, but 564 is gonna be it for this video. No huge surprise. My eyes were a bit bigger than my stomach because I've only gotten like 240,000 range XP since I started this, and it is currently 7:30 on August 23rd. I'm about to go to work in 30 minutes, so that's about all I get before Raids 3 comes out tomorrow, and I really just kind of want to do that. So this video usually upload on Friday, so this one will come out a couple days after the raid is out, but I'm maybe gonna do like a first impressions kind of, non-sequential part of the series, like first experience with raids, because I don't know. Like, I want to try it, but there's a good chance I probably won't be like grinding it out, even for like the rune pouch upgrade the first time, because I'm not going to know, what the best practices are, or if they even have like, the right gear. Maybe you'll need, like, people are all going like, oh, are you going to need a Serp Helm? Is there going to be lots of poison, you're going to need resistance for? So anyway, I'm really looking forward to it. It's the first piece of like end game content that's coming out, where I feel like I can kind of just get right into it pretty much, and I feel like I'll actually, have halfway decent gear. So as always, thank you all so much for watching. The channel's been getting a lot of support lately, which is really, really awesome. And hopefully you're all looking forward to Raids 3 as much as I am. And I hope I will see you in the next one. Have a good one. One sword style secret technique. Chicken strike!